Yo, what's going on, guys? Wanted to just jump on here real quick, give you a short and simple strategy that I've used to share my faith from a logical perspective to those close to me who aren't believers. I think we all have people in our life that we would love to see follow God and pick up their cross, but we just don't know how to approach the conversation. And I will preface with this is not going to work with very many people. You're probably like, Matt, why are you sharing? Because I think that this is common sense and will make a lot of sense to people. It may not get them to follow God, but I think it'll click for a lot of people. So what I mean by that is this is from a logical perspective, and 90% of the time you're going to need an emotional perspective to get it to click for people and to get people to follow God. They're going to have to experience the emotions for themselves, the life change for themselves. They're just going to have to experience the relationship, and relationships are emotional. So that relationship with Jesus is no different. So, but from a logical perspective, I just wanted to share this because I think that it'll make sense and maybe help you have just a logical conversation with an unbeliever. So I've approached it with the frame of what values do you currently have? If someone is not a believer, they have to have some sort of values. If they are sitting there claiming, oh, I'm anti-religion, I'm an atheist, whatever they're claiming, they have to still have some sort of values. If they're not religious, it doesn't matter. And what I mean by that with values is, what do they audit their decisions through? Like, we all have an internal lens that we audit our decisions through. For example, if I go to buy something at the store, I'm going to audit it through the decision of, I'd rather have money or this item. I'm going to filter it through that financial lens that I have, and I'm going to make my decision to make that purchase. Or if you go to, I don't know, fight someone, you're going to say, how do I feel about this fight? How do I feel about my health? How do I morally feel about striking that person or getting into this altercation? Like, very simple to understand examples, but we all have like this lens of values that we filter our decisions through. Every single person has it, whether they claim to be religious, atheist, doesn't matter. Whether they claim to worship, I don't know, the stones or whatever people are worshiping these days. It doesn't matter. They still have a lens of values that they audit their decisions through. So if you are approaching someone you love and somebody you care about, they probably have some pretty good values. Like, if they're in your life, you care about them, you love them, the reason you're wanting to have this conversation with them is probably because they're a good person, right? So I've led with the question of, okay, religion aside, let's drop all that. Just what do you value? Like, what is important to you in this life? Let them answer that question, and then you're going to see a ton of alignment with Christianity 99% of the time. I will leave a 1% out there just because. But if you are biblically knowledgeable, you'll be able to point them to stories of their values that are in the Bible and backed by the Bible. And I've never had anyone ever point a value out that goes against a biblical principle. It just doesn't. The way to become the best version of ourselves, the way to live in peace, the way to love each other, it's all rooted in the Bible. Every single self-development lesson that we see all these gurus talking about, it's all originated from the Bible. You can find every single lesson, example, truth in the Bible. So I hope that this question and just this conversation starter can help somebody to share their faith with someone they love. Again, they're going to have to be willing to sit down and have a reasonable conversation. It can't just be someone who is completely unreasonable and too emotional. And am I saying that they're going to begin following God after this conversation? No. This conversation will just open more doors and hopefully spark some curiosity where they're like, let me pick up that Bible and just give it a read. I don't have to claim that I'm a Christian. I don't have to claim that I follow God yet, but these are really good lessons and they are in alignment with the things I value. So I think it's worth exploring further.